grab your popcorn, grab your decapitated head, get your butter, get your bag of blood. This is the 2022 edition of the 31 Days of Dread, where Peter A. DeLuca, aka Pad, your boy here, the film buff, does one horror movie a day, and that's me talking. I'm your host. I'm not a vampire. I'm almost a zombie because I've just been doing nothing but watching these movies so I can discuss them all with you. But here it is, the 31 Days of Dread. Everyone, I am so excited to bring you these movies. We're doing modern day horror for the first time ever. We're barely even going to hit 2021. We're going to focus on 2022. So roll over in that coffin and let's go. Woo! Okay, AKA Padders. This is the pilgrimage. This is the path to Mecca. What exactly am I talking about? Thank you for joining me, by the way. Peter A. DeLuca here, a.k.a. Pad, a.k.a. the pop culture pope, the creator of Uzi Susie, Trial by Fire, your spicy taco. What's the pilgrimage? What's the path? The path is to immediately reject any opinion you see on the internet regarding any film, any piece of media, any book, any view of anything. I mean, it's insane. Where am I really going? I got too many thoughts in my head. One of my thoughts is people don't know that Rob Zombie, his real last name is Cummings, Robert Cummings. We're talking the Munsters. You guys know the baseline for this. You guys understand by this point that it's not anything. It doesn't exist until you see it. You don't have an opinion until you've seen it more than once. When someone have the movie memorized, you can actually think about it. And I think the longer you go, knowing what those requirements are, you can kind of create shortcuts. But back in the day, and it's important to compare a lot of the 31 Days of Dread and the Film Buff podcast. It's important to compare that to film criticism from way back. The reason for this is a lot of times those critics only saw the movie one time. That was all that they were able to do. Now VHS and DVD changed some of that. But mostly and in all, you saw films limitedly before discussing them. But we're in a revolution where I can watch the Munsters for a week straight while doing all my other fun projects. But I can watch the Munsters for a month and talk to you about it and feel confidently in what I understand about the movie. I think I'm the only one that realizes this. So thank you, internet ? But what the internet does, it creates this flaccid impression that there is a real opinion about something and it is finite, it is final, it is over. And that's what happened with this movie based on the trailer. It's atrocious. It is, you're stabbing yourself in the back if you are slightly creative and you jumped on that criticism. You're a POS. I mean that. Let's go through Rob Zombie's films. We've done it before. House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, Halloween, Halloween 2, Lords of Salem, 31, 3 from Hell, The Munsters. There's not a bad movie that this guy has made since 2003. He's been involved with mock trailers for Grindhouse, animated features. You can say everything he's touched is good, and people love attacking his Halloween movies. They don't know what to think about the 2012 Lords of Salem. They completely forget about the crowd-funded 31. And then we have this. What's the budget for Munsters? We got, what does Wiki say? Well, Wikipedia doesn't have it listed. I hate my life. Look, this movie doesn't have a big budget. And the crazy thing is, if you understand something like the time it takes you to film a movie and the lighting alone, just the lighting, we're dealing with a movie that some would say punched above its own weight. The makeup, the lighting, the sets, the blocking, the actual physicality of some of these shots they're all amazing. It's universally a thought out picture. The Munsters is awesome. It's fun. Can I say that again? It's a fun movie. It's a origin to where we are pre-opening credits of, the opener of the original black and white show. So back in the day, Nickelodeon, Nick and Night. So during the summer, I would get encapsulated, I would just get mesmerized by some of these old shows growing up. And I remember having a summer where I did nothing but watch the Munsters. I had a summer where I did nothing but watch Dukes of Hazzard. Had a summer where I did nothing but watch Dennis the Menace. And eventually, I aged out of that practice. But the Munsters was 1,000% there. The Munsters is a million times more entertaining and better than Addams Family. Addams Family only is where they are now because of Bo Welsh. Was it Bo Welsh, right? Frank Oz? Who the hell directed? I'm getting a brain fart here. The Addams Family, but it was a media sensation, leading into Addams Family values. Two films that we should do here for the 31 Days of Dread. But the Munsters just it had the better angle, had the better cast. I think it knew a little bit more of what it was during its time. And I don't know how long it ran for. I don't know how it compared to Addams Family. But Addams Family 2, somewhat of a true media darling, because people forget that it was a cartoon strip, similar to The Far Side. It was single panel or Family Circus, stuff like that. Feel free to correct me also. Where I'm going is there's a part of this movie that's long overdue and no one cared about it, regardless. So it really becomes a passion project by Rob Zombie. He's been on record before about talking about making a Munsters movie. And the movie, you kind of envision a little bit of his gray matter, his brain, is let's tell the story before the story. And let's do it in a way. Let's do it in a way where they're achieving. It's a celebration. They're defined by the end of this. They become who they are by the end of this. This is an origin story. It really is. It works. It's insanely fun. Release a black and white version, please. I can watch this movie a lot. I can just hang out and put this movie on. A little bit of a brain dump. I can be drunk. I could be high. I could be doing cocaine with the boys and watch the Munsters. Visually, this movie is impossible to look away from. I love seeing and looking at this movie. Just for that alone, I thank Rob Zombie. So do not go to Facebook. Don't see what Twitter is doing. If it's on Screen Rant, burn down the article. Don't even bother. And I rarely call institutions out specifically, but I'm just not. Like it's a little bit too much, and this goes right into our next movie, Halloween Ends. Same setup, same setup. So let's talk about that. The future of film is horror, and thanks for all of that, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me. Getting back to my point there, the future is horror. The future of cinema is horror. So everyone here, and I've never ever in all these years, I've never made this request, but everyone that we highlight, every single filmmaker, male, female, ghoul, goblin, you know the drill. But check them out. Find them on a streaming platform. I usually highlight how I watch these movies on which platform, even if I rented it or bought it, so you guys know a little bit of the price range. It's important that we support all of these movies and all of these filmmakers because they are the future. The future is horror. Thanks for hanging out.